Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your hosts, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Good Tuesday afternoon to everybody, and welcome into the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction, Residential and Commercial. Brett and Randy here with you during your lunch hour. We're glad that you've joined us here on the Auburn Blitz every single day. You can comment on Facebook Live, on our Facebook page at Sports Blitz, Sports with a Z. You can tune us in on YouTube. All of you out there watching us throughout the state on Charter Cable 701 and 80, welcome in as well. A ton to get into. Randy, a lot to talk about, man, as far as baseball, softball, basketball recruiting, football, everything that's going on right now. We used to call these months heading into summer kind of the doldrum. It ain't the doldrums no more, man. There's something going on all the time, and we're going to hit on this Auburn baseball team. They got one series left with Missouri coming up. You couldn't have asked for a better ending to the season set up. Now, 3 months ago, you looked at it and you go, God, that's brutal. That's a brutal way to end, but Auburn has really made a massive turnaround. It's one of the biggest turnarounds I can remember. I watched every game of that Ole Miss series this weekend, and Auburn you just have that feel now. They're going to knock the cover off the baseball, and somehow this pitching has settled down. We don't walk anybody anymore, at least we hadn't in the last couple of series. That's been the Achilles heel of this program all year, was the uncertainty and the inconsistency of the pitching staff.
5 walks in 3 games against Ole Miss.
That's unbelievable.
And out of 10 pitchers now. 10 pitchers went to the mound for Auburn. I'm not saying 10 different, but 10 separate pitchers, relievers that were coming to mound during that 3-game series, and only 5 walks. Can't ask for much better, and Auburn has really hit the end of the season in the stride that you want. And it looks like if we can continue to swing the bats, got 4 hitters hitting over 300, hitting for power. Got a lot of youth in this lineup that has stayed consistent throughout the year. And I think the big thing has, though, been the change-up with the pitching. Do you have any good feel on what happened? Because we made it easy to point to Gonzalez and him being out, and you're losing your number 1, and so everybody's having to roll around, and you're ending up with a third starter that you probably didn't decide or didn't want to have as a starter to start the season. You got any feel how they cleaned this up?
I do think, Coach Thompson, and I think the hanging around and the anticipation, a lot of times as a team, you're waiting on your guy to come back, and, another week would pass, so there was another week of uncertainty. And once Gonzalez, pretty much they knew he wasn't coming back, Randy, it's been a different team. Tommy Vale has embraced the Friday or the first game starter. I know Coach Thompson switched it up a little bit because he didn't want Tommy Vale going against Paul Keens, which was a smart move on his part against LSU. So he's been the second guy. But Tommy Vale has grabbed the ball here as the lead guy on this pitching staff, and he is a true number 1. And, Auburn didn't have a true number 1 really all year until Tommy Vale took kind of the bull by the horns, and you loved your chances in that Friday night game when he was on the mound. And now you got Herbert Holtz, and I know he just went out this past weekend. Only pitched a couple of innings, but some good news there. It looks like he's going to be fine to be able to come back. They did some precautionary stuff. They give him an MRI. But I think the pitching staff finally said, okay, now I know what my role is. Now I can be prepared. I'm a middle reliever guy. I'm a guy that's going to have to start. So mentally, you're preparing yourself for what you got to do each week. Up until that point, I don't think they knew. I think it was kind of like, hey, man, you might start Saturday, you might not. Or, you may have to come in and we might have to have a bullpen game. We might have to do this by committee. So I think there was a lot of up in the air. Now that you've got some consistency going, you've seen a difference. Man, Randy, how many times did we have games we walked 12, 13 guys? You can't beat anybody.
Oh, 6 or 8 in an inning.
Can't beat anybody doing that.
And now you've got 5 in a 3-game series on the road at Ole Miss in a place that I don't think that we've won a baseball game in 4 series over there. Am I right by that? We've been swept 4 straight times.
We have. We haven't won a game since 2010 over there. And the other times we've been over there, we've been swept every single time. We not only go over there to their place, but we sweep them and we run them out of the park. Should have run ruled them twice. We run ruled them the first game. The second game, we had them run ruled and gave up 2 runs there that kept the game going in the 7th. But you talk about run ruling LSU on Sunday, coming back on the first game against Ole Miss, run ruling them, and then having a chance to run rule them on Saturday in the final game. I mean, this team is as hot. I've watched multiple shows here, and every single one of them have moved Auburn up to a minimum of a 2 seed in a regional, if not hosting now, because of what they're doing. And if Auburn comes out and doesn't lay an egg against Missouri, I don't think it'll matter what they do in the SEC tournament. Randy, if they come in and they sweep Missouri, they canceled the Jacksonville State game tonight, by the way.
Okay.
Because of, weather. I think, weather and all. Yeah. They just decided, hey, look, let's just cancel that. If they sweep Missouri, now Missouri hits the ball really well, but they struggle pitching. And that's good for us because we hit the ball really well. If we sweep them at home, which I think we should, but at minimum take 2 out of 3, I mean, you're looking at a team that's got 32, 33 wins going in, is the hottest team probably outside of Florida in the whole league right now. Florida has done what Auburn's done. They've gone from middle to lower part of the East, now to leading the East. Vanderbilt is out, man. They are tailing out because Alabama beat them 2 out of 3, and Florida swept them this weekend. So Vanderbilt's lost 5 out of their last 6. South Carolina's been on a skid since we went over there. They've struggled the last couple of weeks. So Auburn right now and Arkansas and Florida, I would say, are the 3 hottest teams in the league. And 5 weeks ago, if you'd have said Auburn's one of the hottest teams heading into tournament play, I'd have said you're crazy.
Well, tip your hat to Alabama, too. I mean, Bohannon does what he did, which is just a terrible story all the way around. You and I haven't been on air to be able to talk about it with the 2 of us. I can't go into how awful that is, but they've righted the ship since he's gone. Man, and Alabama's record, 35-17, 13-14, got a chance in the West to finish with a plus 500 mark. And you've heard me say this over the years. That's the barometer for me. You know, when you look down and you see a team that has a plus 500 mark in SEC play in baseball right now, that's a really, really good season. Every year that Auburn's done that has been really good years. I went back to Hal Baird. You and I did this back in like 2015, 2016 when we were doing programs together. At that point in time, Auburn had only had 3 winning seasons in SEC play since Hal Baird left. And this was like 17 years after he left. Auburn had only 3 winning seasons. Auburn's sitting here at 14-13. Auburn wins 2 out of 3, if not 3 out of 3 this weekend. We end up with a plus 500 mark. When we started 5-10, Brett, we started 5-10
and got swept by Arkansas.
To turn it around the way that we have, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it gives you the feeling of what we saw with Ole Miss and Mississippi State.
Well, think about this. You talk about being over 500. The benchmark in the SEC is 13 wins. 13 wins more times than not gets you in the regional.
Yeah.
That's 13-17 mark, man. In the SEC play, that's not a 500 record. But if you win 13 ball games in this conference, it tells you what kind of a meat grinder it is. Now, look, I don't have any answers for Ole Miss. This was happening to them last year. They turned it around somehow, but I'm starting to think that this is more of who they are. They caught lightning in a bottle somehow and made a run and won the World Series. By a lot of stretches, they were one of the last teams in the regional. Almost didn't even make it in. They made the most of it, obviously. A lot of people felt like they don't make the regional, he's fired. They come in and win the World Series. They give him a contract extension and a raise. Just like what happens when you win national championships. They're right back. They're horrible. 6-21. Their pitching is horrendous. It's one of the worst pitching performances by a defending national champion team that I've ever seen. They're sub 500 overall record-wise. They got problems in Ole Miss. I'm not sure that's going to get corrected. Mississippi State's in the same boat. They're terrible too. 8-19, they're 26-24. They're not used to that over there in that state. This is this is a state that they hang their hat on this sport in baseball. I mean, you look at the facilities, you look at how rabid their fan bases are. That place was dead as a doornail. You could hear a pin drop in that stadium on Saturday, especially after Cooper McMurray hit that grand slam. And you saw out there, which is normally a rabid area in right field where all the students are, you see all those empty lawn chairs sitting out there on those tables. Nobody out there. Nobody cared.
Why would you? I mean, when you're putting a poor product out there, you can say, well, you're just a fair weather fan.
No, nobody's
I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit there and stomach Auburn, Texas A&M, Johnny Manziel coming off the field midway through the second quarter because they run us out of the gym.
Right.
You may have a lot tougher stomach than I do. I can't sit there and watch that. And that's what Ole Miss is getting this year, Brett. And do you have any sense why? Is it coaching at Mississippi State? One. Let me ask you that. Are you sold that Mississippi State's got the right coach?
I'm not.
I'm not either.
I'm not.
Now, they win a national championship, and they do kind of the same thing, but that Mississippi State squad was loaded. And last year, Ole Miss comes into the season ranked #1 in the preseason.
They were.
So that tells you what kind of talent Ole Miss had.
Right.
Now you're kind of getting into the era where you're not quite as talented, and I'm not sure that your coaching's up to par.
It's not. I mean, period. End of discussion. I mean,
I expect to see both of them going.
I do too. I mean, I don't think they can fire Bianca at Ole Miss this year.
I bet Mississippi State's is good.
They could very well. Missouri, again, you look at the bottom three there: Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Missouri. Georgia's not much better, but those are by far the three bottom dwellers in the whole conference, and we'll kind of see if anything is a shake-up there. But you look at Florida, man, they have roared back 40-12, 18-9. Auburn has done the same, 30-19, 14-13. Auburn finally in the polls at number 22, and they're moving right on up, catching fire at the right time. Up against the first break of the show, stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We're ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City or call 256-234-7900.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Continental Roofing is your local roofer. If you think you have roof damage, call Continental Roofing for a free inspection and let us provide all the paperwork necessary to open your insurance claim. We work very well with all insurance companies, but we work for you. Your interests come first. You have assurance that Continental will install a quality roof at a fair price. In the unlikely case that you have a warranty issue, you can have the peace of mind knowing that Continental Roofing is your local roofer.
Now at Glenn Smith and Opelika, GMC Sierra 4x4 Crew Cabs discounted up to $10,000 off. GMC Acadia is up to $5,500 off. And Buick Encore GX up to $5,000 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com. Plus, no payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC.
Over 250 new and used vehicles on the lot or on the way to Glenn Smith and Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left in today's show. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, and J. Smith Construction, both residential and commercial. Talked to Alexander yesterday, and extremely busy with all the projects and everything they've got going on. But 4 great sponsors here allow us to bring you this program every single day. Monday through Friday, and we appreciate all of you out there joining us. I know you guys gave you 2 cents worth on the softball selection. You know, bottom line is just nothing but a hose job. I don't really have much more to add to it. Auburn will go to Clemson and go to that regional, but I just do not understand how what they decided in their selection when you finish ahead of a team. And I'm not just singling out Alabama. It shouldn't be about that. But when you do head-to-head stuff with certain teams, Auburn had a better year. And I thought 40 wins. And, I know they kind of let one get away from them, but they were one basically pitch away from being in the championship game against Tennessee. And to not get a regional, maybe they'll turn that into a little bit of, mad, I guess, for lack of better terms, and use that as motivation. Jim said Auburn baseball recently got commitment from Kevin McCongle, ranked number 7 in the country in high school baseball. The top kids see what Auburn's doing. I think Butch Thompson's he's been recruiting really well since he's been at Auburn. He got Casey Mize and Tanner Burns and. The list goes on with some of the time. Casey Mize is the number 1 overall pick in the MLB draft. And, just look at some of the guys that Auburn has now. And Ike Irish, a young guy that's, knocking the cover off of it. And some of the kids, Auburn has got a great coach. And to me, I wouldn't trade Butch Thompson for anybody in the league.
No.
That's O'Sullivan at Florida. That's even Corbin at Vanderbilt. I'm serious. This guy has Auburn in contention once again, depending on the draw, depending on how this thing goes. Don't be surprised if Auburn's sitting in a super regional, not a regional, in a super regional somewhere. Maybe, they showed they could go on the road and play at Oregon State, and they won that one. Randy, if they make back College World Series this year, that's 3 times in, 6 years?
Yeah, it's been a great run, and you know, I'm with you. When the mic's in front of him and he's talking he's saying all the things that, you know, I respect in a head coach. He never throws a player under the bus. Always has, you know, positive things. He's blunt. You know, he'll give you his thoughts, but he's not.
You're okay with that?
It's never in a condescending way though toward the players. You know, and it never feels like it's a poor me coming from the coach. It's, you know, we got to get things better, and we're going to get things better, and I think he's a player's coach, and they respond to that. So I'm sure glad that he's there at Auburn. And when I look down, and back to your softball, though, how Auburn's not a top 16 seed is very head-scratching. Now, if you wanted to make them where Arkansas comes in here, you know, somewhere between 11 and 13, if you wanted to, you know, make a case that they deserve to be that type of seeding, I could understand it. But, you know, if I'm Oklahoma and I see this seeding for them too, I mean – you're going to have to play in Auburn, more than likely.
Right.
That is, I think, a top 10 national seed.
Yeah.
I think that's where Auburn really deserves to be.
Yeah,
around
when you
10.
mess up a seed like this, and we talk about this in basketball, it doesn't just affect that team. It affects the higher seeded the teams that earned. An Oklahoma that's lost one ball game all year is 50-1 on the season. It affects them. They shouldn't have to play somebody of that caliber probably that's on fire right now and is playing really good. Now, look, they smoked Auburn earlier in the year. I mean, it wasn't even close. I mean, that was the worst tournament. Auburn lost 5 games in one weekend, and they lost 2 to Oklahoma, and neither one of them were close. But that was way early in the season, and Auburn has gotten a lot better. But that's not the same Auburn team if Oklahoma were to match up with them. Maddie Penta is one of the best pitchers in the country. She was pitcher of the year in this conference, and that says a lot when you look at Gaborn at South Carolina and you look at Montana Fouts at Alabama. She had better numbers than both of those. And there's some other really good pitchers. Tennessee's ace, I can't remember her name, but she's really good. So this is, again, Clemson's probably going, man, that was a crap draw for us, man.
Yeah.
You know, we get to host, but, man, we got to get Auburn to come over here. And I think Auburn will use that as motivation. Randy, I want to shift focus real quick. And if there was ever any doubt, and I don't think there's ever been any doubt on this program about the rabidness of Auburn athletics and the fans and the support. And we want to talk about money all the time with the age of NIL, and we want to talk about, you know, can Auburn compete and all that. Well, there were 10 athletic programs that took in over $100 million in 2021. Only 10. Auburn was one of them, and they weren't number 10. Notre Dame was number 1 at $136.7 million. Oklahoma was at $132.6, Michigan $131.4, Alabama $127.6, Penn State at $107 million, Auburn at $106.7 million, almost $107 million there. Ohio State at $101.9 and Tennessee at $101. Only 10 in the whole country. And Auburn's right there in the middle of the pack of the top 10.
Well, I think it tells you 2 programs that have not lived up to what the expectations I have of Auburn, and definitely not Tennessee. But I think when you throw those type of numbers out there, it tells you that they're sleeping giants. Those
Tennessee's
are 2
as big a rabid fan base.
Oh man, that's 2 programs that if they get it right in football with the right coaches, and I think they're close. They may not get completely to where Georgia and Alabama have gotten their programs, but we can get right there. We can get.
I agree.
And I think we can.
We
can knock a few of them off. But if you can get anywhere near where Georgia and Alabama is, you're a top 5 program in the country year in and year out.
When we come back, we'll talk about Georgia.
Yeah.
Cordwood, stacking it up like cordwood over there in Athens. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dayville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz here halfway through the program. Give us a call if you'd like, 256-234-6221, or comment away. I'm going to shift over. I'm bouncing a little bit today. Football. We'll talk about some Auburn football, but Georgia right now, man, look, and here's the deal. Auburn, this isn't about Auburn, and I know the Alabama people out there watching probably aren't going to like what I'm going to say, but if there is a train that's rolling down the tracks faster and out of with no sign of slowing down in Georgia. Okay, Randy, let's kind of set the stage. They got 3 #1 ranked quarterbacks on their roster right now. You know, everybody was talking about how, hey, Brock Vandagriff probably going to go through spring and he's going to transfer.
Yeah.
You know, okay, we were kind of hoping. All right, at Auburn.
He'd look good in orange and blue.
Dang right he would have. Okay, they decide they're all Carson Beck, and they're going to stay, right? So you would think, well, Georgia probably out of the quarterback market for a while. Yeah, a month. Dylan Raiola out of Phoenix, Arizona is a unanimous #1 player in the country. 6'3", 228 pounds.
High school, incoming high school senior.
Incoming high school senior, plays at Pinnacle High School, has just committed to Georgia. I mean, here, and it's just amazing. 4 now. Now, somebody's going to leave, obviously, next year, you would think. But you're adding this guy coming in, and you and I talked about it. I read the scouting report for Chris Singletary, who's the national recruiting analyst for 24/7. And, you know, he comes from great bloodlines. His dad played at Nebraska, was an All-American center from 98 to 2000, spent 14 years with the Detroit Lions. But I'm going to say this, and, again, this is what this show's for, and opinions, and people can jump in. If Georgia wins it again this year, and I know there are a lot of things that can happen, but they're going to be at the quarterback position athletically a lot better than where they were when Stetson Bennett won too, okay?
Yeah.
So that doesn't necessarily translate into them winning. You know, Stetson Bennett had whatever it was, he just could get it done. But if Carson Beck or Brock Vandegrift or whoever starts for Georgia, they're going to be better physically and being able to do things better than what Stetson Bennett brought to the table. Now, Randy, if they win the SEC, and if you look at their schedule outside of Michigan, might have the biggest Mickey Mouse schedule out there. I mean, I sent that daggone Michigan schedule to y'all. And between Ball State and UNLV and everybody else that they play, if they can't make it back to the playoffs for the 3rd time, I don't know who would stand in the way of them. The only game they really got is Ohio State. They do have Penn State too, which is not a bad game, but that's really the only 2. But going back to Georgia, and it is hard to three-peat. And Nick Saban had a couple opportunities in the last 15 years to three-peat. Things didn't work out. It's just hard. I mean, it's hard to repeat, much less three-peat. But, Randy, if they get back and they go to the national championship game, they win another one, 3 in a row, and the way Kirby Smart's recruiting, I think it's safe to say that the mantle, the torch has been passed, that Georgia is now the new benchmark in the SEC, and it's not Alabama. Now, I'm not saying Alabama's still a phenomenal top program, but
they're second.
Nobody's looking at them as the benchmark now. Well, not with Kirby Smart over there.
No, not the way that they're recruiting, and 2 back-to-back national championships, and, you know, not losing games in the regular season also for a couple of years. You know, the one thing about Alabama is even though they've won as many national titles as they have under Nick Saban, there'll be a loss mixed into almost every one of those years outside of one. Am I right by that?
Right.
So, but Georgia just steamrolling everyone.
I mean, this is their defense. They lose what they – I mean, you look at the last 2 years of the Georgia defense, and you look at how many players – every single player off that 2021 defense, Randy, was drafted at some point in time. All right, and Philadelphia got most of them. I think they're going to change their colors to red and black. Ed said the Ryan Williams recruitment head-to-head with Bama, a Auburn legacy, will tell me everything about our NIL. We have several right here locally that will go where they get the most money, and I don't blame him. Look, this is what it all going to boil down to, and we know that, especially with a Ryan Williams who, Randy, will probably be, like Jason, he's number two player in his class right now. Overall in the country. And I think possibly has a chance to be the number 1 player.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Overall. So, you know, one of the things that you look at from that standpoint is right now, Georgia, man, they've got this thing rolling, and I don't see anything in their way at all. I mean, again, a lot of reason why their schedule is Mickey Mouse is because they're that much better than everybody else. I mean, they got to play Florida.
Who wants to play them? Unless you're in Auburn that ends up playing them year in and year out because they're a rival. I mean, if I had the option of getting out of that thing, there's no way I'd take them on right now.
No.
Because even if they have a year like you would consider this year where they've got to bring in a new quarterback, they've got a lot of pieces that they've got to replace on a national championship team, the problem with playing Georgia and Alabama year in and year out is the ones they replace them with may be better than the ones that they had.
That's right.
And that's the wild part of where recruiting and the haves and have-nots have gotten to in college football, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon. I think it's only going to get worse. I'm just glad, as I'll go back to our previous segment and say, that Auburn and Tennessee are 2 of those programs that can get right there in the same mix.
They can.
May take 2 or 3 years for a Hugh Freeze and others to get there consistently, but Auburn is one of the programs, thank the Lord, that can get there. If you're not one of them, man, you are about, and you've been getting steamrolled for a long time.
But you know, for Georgia to be able to hold on to those 3 guys and then get this guy to come in, and I know he's got a whole year, and things will change, I'm sure, by the time he gets on campus, but to continue to say, I mean, this kid knew where he was going. He knew what's on the roster already. Yeah. He's like, man, I'm going to Georgia. And it's kind of been that way the last couple of years with Kirby Smart, and he just keeps rolling in one 5-star after another. And, you know, this is what everybody else is having to compete against. And, you know, I think Hugh Freeze and his staff, I just talked to you about it off the air, man, they are getting after it. There's more visitors coming in, more top-ranked players, more conversations going on than we've seen probably in 10, 15 years.
I think Ryan Williams is the best in-state recruit the state of Alabama's had since Julio Jones.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I agree with
you. He is that good, man. And if you watch...
He's just about to be a junior, too, man.
And he's young. This is not you know, the Miller kid at Alabama that was actually a year behind that should have been a sophomore in college when you look at his age.
No, you're right.
This is a young, upcoming junior that is the best track and field athlete in the state. I'm not talking about jumping. We've got Malcolm Simmons here, and he's a high jump king, and that kid at Tallahassee is unreal.
Yeah, right.
He just cleared 7 foot for only the 2nd time in state history. There are events, but go watch Ryan Williams run the 100. And just look at him in the way that he's built to be as young as he is. He's Julio Jones, man. I think he's a faster version of Julio Jones.
I think so, man. You and I watched him in that state championship game. And it was,
poor old Mountain Brook didn't have it. They had nothing they could do.
Nothing you can do. Up against another break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burt, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023. Coastal Construction Design is the area's storm specialist experts and offers free roof inspections absolutely free to assess your needs. Their roofing experts get your home or commercial needs handled from start to finish. They have worked with all major insurance sources for decades, and they are permitted and approved for Lake Martin. Coastal Construction Design also handles exterior restoration, including siding and gutters. They are also a GAF certified contractor. Visit coastalconstruction.pro or call 251-215-3429. Coastal Construction Design. All things roofing from start to end.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Here comes Sun, Sun's Kia of Montgomery. The name synonymous with trust and big savings. And right now save big when you purchase a 2023 Kia Forte for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Sun's Automotive, family owned, family driven. Here comes Sun, Sun's Kia of Montgomery. The name synonymous with trust and big savings. Right now purchase a 2023 Kia K5 for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Sun's Automotive, family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple segments left on today's show. You can call us, 256-234-6221, or comment away there on Facebook Live. Jim said the QB, Georgia, that's Dylan Raiola, that just committed to Ohio State and switched. He said, sounds like Georgia writing big checks. Well, I mean,
they can.
Absolutely.
You know, it's part of the game now. You either are going to write big checks or you're not going to get big-time players. And I have no earthly idea what the number will be for Ryan Williams. What would you speculate? I mean, it's...
Didn't the Amamaleva kid from...
That was $7 or $8 million.
7 or 8 million to Tennessee?
Now, he's a quarterback, and I do think there's a difference.
Well...
But
he's the number 1 player in the country. It will be. He's the number 2 player in his class right now. But, I mean, Jason Caldwell said it. He said, I have all the confidence in the world this kid, by the time he's a senior, will be the number 1 player in the country.
Well, he's playing for a coach down there, and Coach Kelly, that knows how to get him in space and show off his talent. And
they run him at Wildcats.
He's not a prima donna. I mean, I don't know the kid, but I watch the way that he plays, and he's not one of those kids that's unwilling to go play a certain position because it doesn't fit into the way that he's going to look in college. So I saw the guy. I mean, the Mountain Brook game changed on a dime when they put him back in Wildcat, and they just started snapping it back there to him, and they went student body right, student body left with that freak back there in the backfield, making everybody look like they were a step slower on every play, and he was just a sophomore at the time. So I mean, he's a special player at a special program. I think that's something to be said. He's at a program that's going to win a lot. They may not win state championship, but they're going to win a lot of football games, and he's going to be seen by a lot of people. And I said this on a text thread with us the other night. I do believe he's the best football player I've seen in the state since Julio Jones. And Julio Jones, there's no telling what Alabama would have paid for that guy.
No,
back in 2008.
And again, they did pay something. But
yeah,
they didn't probably.
Now
pay
you don't even have to hide.
Now you don't have to hide. I mean, I just got a text and rumor, and then just rumor, 3.5, $4 million.
Could be.
And ain't nobody outside of a quarterback's gotten that number yet. But
the thing is, with a player like that, that's a legacy to Auburn. Auburn would love to close and win that. And also, I think that the reason this number may go up is because Hugh Freeze and Auburn need a splash recruit.
And they need to go out and do something head-to-head with an Alabama or Georgia and show that they're in the game.
They do.
And here's Ed coming in and said Ryan Williams, his guess, 2 years, $5.5 million, so $2.75 a year be my guess, what he said. I mean, look, Texas is doing it right now.
Yeah.
You know, Texas is all of a sudden getting back in the talk, and Sarkisian, you know, they'll have a big ball game at Alabama this year to see if they've kind of turned the corner, you know, with what they're doing over there. But you're right. You just said what we've heard other people tell us too, that it's important from a status and an image standpoint for Auburn to go head-to-head with a Georgia and an Alabama on a big top recruit. And why wouldn't it be any better than having Ryan Williams, whose dad played at Auburn and was in a legacy?
It's perfect. You know, it's in an area that you need to go shore up. You ain't going to win all of them down there. But you got to go to the Mobile region and win your fair share. Auburn always has.
They have.
When we've had good football teams. And Alabama's always gotten their fair share from down there, and that's never going to change. But you got to go get some. You got to go get a Damian Craig, who's the best high school quarterback in the state. You got to go down to Blunt. You got to pull him in, and you got to watch and see what he did at Auburn. We did that back during the stretch where we were pulling guys like that. So I think that Ryan Williams would be a tremendous get. Tremendous get.
Be one of the biggest gets we've had in a long time.
But the reason that number is going to go so high is Georgia wants him.
Of course they do.
Alabama wants him so bad.
Right.
I mean, they can taste it to get an athlete like that. And they're not just going to roll over because Auburn wants to make a splash. So the leverage point, though, is where you and I know this from business, and anybody that is in any negotiation, I mean, that leverage point is on his side on this.
It is.
He's able to play the game a little harder than anybody.
And he'll determine, you know, money definitely the main factor there, but also the relationship to go with that. You know, I think a lot of that has to do, when you get up past a certain dollar amount, now it's all about where do I feel like I fit in best?
Yeah.
Where do I, what's going to be the best for me? Because the money's not an option or an issue anymore. You got what you want. You know, you got 3, 4, whatever schools vying for you at the top. Where do I fit and who do I have the best relationship with?
Which is the reason that what we do over the next year or two under Hugh Freeze is so very important from an offensive standpoint. I think Hugh Freeze is going to get guys. I think he's going to recruit. I think he's going to work as hard as anybody out there. I've got a lot of confidence in the direction. But I want to see what we're going to do offensively. Are we going to be the Lane Kiffin version of the Alabama offense that brings in the top receivers in the country and the top quarterbacks in the country because they won't play in that system?
Right.
Ryan Williams is going to be closed because of that. So far, Auburn is not under Gus Malzahn.
They don't know what to expect.
Well,
don't know what you're going to do.
You don't know what you're selling, but what you definitely know you're not selling is that a receiver is going to come in and put up 1,600 yards and have 20 touchdowns. At Auburn, we haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since Terry Beasley.
Was Ronnie Daniels a 1,000?
He's the last one.
Ronnie Daniels, or was
Darvin Adams never got there.
Darvin Adams.
He never got there.
Okay.
He barely missed out, but I don't mean that's my point, though.
Ronnie Daniels.
In the day and age of
early 2000s,
big-time 1,000-plus yard receivers winning Heisman trophies and then being the key part of offenses, we haven't found that.
You can change the game if you start doing it that way, and you get somebody like here next year or this year to step up and do that, and you start turning heads. Up against the final break of the show. Stay tuned. One more segment right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
LMG Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burt, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment here on the program. You still have time to get your comments in here on Facebook Live. DraftKings released its regular season win totals for 2023. Auburn is at 6.5. I think that's a fair number. I mean, I really do, because, 6-6 is 500. I'm thinking I'm on side with over, because I think effort's going to be there. If you look at Auburn's schedule, there's 5 games where they're definitely not going to be favored. But I think, the other ones are winnable. And, Auburn should be favored in those games, if not a push.
Which of those 5?
LSU.
You think LSU's going to be highly favored over Auburn?
I don't think they'll highly, but I think they'll be favored.
We can win that game.
Yeah, we got to go down there, and we've only won once since in. But I'm just saying,
we can win that game.
Alabama, Georgia.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out who is.
That's 3. I would say A&M on the road is going to be favored over us.
We can win that game.
We can exactly. And then number 5.
I'm definitely not sitting up here saying we're going to go 9-3.
We got to go to Arkansas. I mean, we got
win that game.
We can. I'm just saying that I think I'm going to take the over because I think the effort's going to be there. It's going to be rejuvenation. I think it's going to be a different look offensively.
Yeah.
You're probably going to start 9 to 10 new guys on offense, so it's not going to be the same Auburn team that rolled out there. It's going to be, I think, maybe a 7. Could possibly win 8 games this coming up here.
I very seldom take the high end on these. You've got to back me on that. Most of the time I go, we're not going to be any good. And especially if we're looked at to be only a 6.5 win team, very seldom will I go, I think a lot of this Auburn team. And it's not because I think there's so many pieces that we don't know enough about.
Right.
I can buy into what I'm being sold because I want to, and with my orange and blue colored glasses, I want to buy in to the offensive line. It's going to be so much better.
Well, let me run down these for you, and then I'm going to let you make the choice. All right, Auburn opens up with UMass. Win. They go to Cal.
I'm going to say 80-20 Auburn wins.
Okay. I think they should because Cal's not very good. Sanford.
Win.
Then on the road to Texas A&M on the 23rd.
50-50, man. I'm not buying. That's not a great Texas A&M team.
Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt and say
we lost
A&M.
that one. We're 3-1.
We're 3-1. Got Georgia next weekend.
Don't lose. 3-2.
Then on the road at LSU.
I'm going to say it's like.
Could we lose 3 in a row right there? Could.
We could, but I'm not saying. I don't think we're going to.
Okay.
I don't.
All right.
I'm going to say we're 4-2.
4-2. All right. Ole Miss at Auburn the next week.
Come on, man.
I agree.
We're 5-2.
I agree. Mississippi State at Auburn.
Same thing. You lose to them, it's your own fault.
Then we got Vanderbilt.
7-2. Could be 5. Could be 6-3, but 7-2 in my.
Okay, so we've already got 7.
Yeah.
Got to go on the road to Arkansas.
Go and win that one. Okay. Even if I give you back to Texas A&M,
that's 8. That's 8.
Yeah.
New Mexico State.
9.
Then Alabama.
Gonna get our doors blown off. But
at Auburn, I don't think so.
Maybe not.
At Auburn, I don't think so.
But I'm not going to pick us.
No, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think we get our door.
I think Auburn could get to 8 wins.
All right, so who would we not be favored against? Okay, Georgia. Obviously.
All those teams that I gave us a 50-50.
Yeah, LSU, Georgia. We're going to be underdogs on the road against A&M and Arkansas. Alabama, for sure, that's 5. I mean, dadgum, man. I mean,
but you just said Auburn's supposed to lose to Arkansas. Let's make sure that we say, and I know because you're the favorite.
That's just who will be favored.
But there's no part of either of us that think if we've got a decent team, not going to go over there and beat them.
No, exactly. We have in the past.
Yeah.
7 to 8 wins. 9.
I mean, I'd take the over here, and
I'm taking the over too.
And
it's just on me a whole different look, man. The whole thing's going to look different. The whole energy's going to be different. You actually going to get coached a little bit, believe it or not. Can you believe it?
And you piecemeal the quarterback room in a much better position than we were 2 weeks ago. I feel so much better about
Peyton
that.
Thorne, let's just make it very clear. Ain't nobody on this set, in this group of ours, saying that Peyton Thorne's going to be a Heisman contender. That's not what we're doing. Hugh Freeze saw a guy that's a career 62 to 63% completion guy. What was his biggest thing talking about in the offseason? We got to get our passing efficiency up tremendously.
Yeah.
And then he went through a spring with the guys in the quarterback room, and he didn't see that. He said, maybe we can work on that and continue to get that better. But he said, before we can start talking about winning 7, 8, 9 ball games, we got to get our passing efficiency up tremendously. Well, when you bring Peyton Thorne in,
you got that.
Passing efficiency shoots up the chart.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things in his mind he had to do. So we got to make tight throws.
And we're not saying that he's an All-American. We're not saying anything. But do I think that he can do what Jarrett Stidham did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's already thrown for 3,400 yards. He took a team that in Michigan State and went 11-2, Randy. He threw 30 touchdown passes and 10 interceptions.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid's not
49 touchdown passes in the last couple of years to Auburn's 25 in that same stretch.
It's an upgrade. It's a major upgrade.
I agree with you on that. And so there's not a part, and I think our offensive line's just a huge upgrade. Are they up to Alabama and Georgia's level? No.
And then Jason said that on the show. He said, do I expect all these guys to be all SEC All-Americans? No. But he said, do I expect them to go out there and be really competitive, give Auburn a chance to win? He said, yes.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm taking the over on the 6.5, and if I'm wrong, so be it. But it's not that I'm counting on Hugh Freeze to come in year one and win 10 football games. I mean, none of us are saying that. We're just thrilled that we've got somebody making the effort on the recruiting.
And having an organization, just got to tell you, managing the team.
Yeah.
You know, just having somebody that's knows who's in charge and is letting the coaches do their job, but in control of the whole program and telling everybody, hey, this is our standards, this is what we expect. So, yeah, there we go. We just kind of went on and broke it down. No need for media days. We're just going to skip through that. So, I was going to wrap it up here for the Tuesday edition of Auburn Blitz. We again thank all of you out there for joining us each and every day. We'll be back with you same time, same place tomorrow. For Randy, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We'll be out. See you next time.